Welcome to the podcast. I'm Danny Hop. Today we are deep diving into the 2026 cinematic masterpiece, Project Hail Mary. While many critics have spent their time debating the film's hard science or the brilliance of its visual effects, I want to look at something much more internal. I believe Project Hail Mary isn't actually a movie about saving the world through science. It's a movie about the spiritual journey of Ryland Grace, a journey from being a coward to finding redemption. Over the next few minutes, we're going to walk through how this film used the cold vacuum of space to contrast the internal heat of brotherhood. We'll examine how a man who literally ran away from the mission on Earth to find his soul 12 light years away by making the ultimate sacrifice for a friend. We are looking at this film on a spiritual level, exploring how a selfish coward finds the grace to choose one life over his own survival, and in doing so, finally becomes the teacher he was always meant to be. This is the gravity of redemption. Before he was a savior, Ryland Grace was a coward. This is the spiritual low point the movie captures so well in the flashbacks. He didn't volunteer. He was dragged, kicking and screaming. He chose safety over the survival of his species. Spiritually, Grace represents the natural man, driven by the self-preservation and fear. He is a man without grace, both literally and figuratively. He is a hollow vessel, performing the science because he has to, not because he believes in the mission. Then he meets Rocky. This is where the theme of brotherhood begins. Rocky isn't just an alien. He's a mirror. And Rocky, Grace sees a mirror image of his own competence. But more importantly, he sees a level of devotion he lacks. The symbolism here is powerful. Two beings from different worlds, speaking different languages, finding a universal language that isn't just math. It's a friendship. They are two lonely souls in a cold universe who realize that survival is meaningless if you are alone. Now let's talk about the climax. The Beatles are sent. Earth is saved. Grace is on his way home to be the hero he never wanted to be. He has his salvation in hand. But then he realizes Rocky is going to die. Back on Earth, teaching was Grace's bunker. He was a man with a brilliant mind who used middle school science as a shield to hide from the high-stakes pressure of the professional world. He taught because it was controlled, because the answers were in the back of the book, and because he could remain safe while the world moved on outside. But look at him in those final frames on the Iridian home world. He isn't teaching from a place of fear anymore. He's teaching from a place of grace. On Earth, he taught facts. Here, he's teaching the legacy of two civilizations. There's a profound spiritual symmetry in the fact that the man who had to be forced into the greatest mission in human history ends up finding in his true purpose and the spiritual mission of all, passing on knowledge. The symbolism of the Iridian classroom is the ultimate nod to the profession. Grace saved Earth with science, but he saved himself by returning to the classroom. He realized whether you're in a brick and mortar school, in a quiet suburb, or in a pressurized dome under a foreign sun, the act of teaching is an act of hope. It's the belief that the future is worth preparing for. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the heart of the Hail Mary. Until next week, keep learning and look up.